What's up, everybody? Watchdog75 here. Let me put my seatbelt on. To the Danny and Lisa show. I am not vlogging with my phone this week. I got my setup for my camera to actually go on and stay in place. I decided to do my vlog this week while I drive so that I don't end up crying because of the content. If you get sad about a lot of things, you might want to, I'd say skip this week, but don't skip anything, man. You got to be here, you got to watch. Before this week, my wife and I have been looking into doing our DNA testing to see where our DNA comes from, where we originate from, that kind of stuff. I thought it'd be pretty cool. We started doing some of that and seeing World War II documents from my great-grandfather. I don't know how many greats that is, but a couple of greats. He was probably pretty great. He was my grandfather, part of me. Seeing those actual documents, they look really cool, man. It just makes you think about your family history, where you come from, your lineage, all of that. It's really interesting and awesome to check out. Well, family has been a really big thing for me since I've been a kid. My grandmother, my nana, raised us in our household to respect our family, and everything that we did, every holiday was big. It was a big thing at my nana's house. Every family member came, and we always ate dinner together. We always just celebrated together until, unfortunately, when my nana passed, the family just wasn't the same. And since then, it just hasn't been the same, unfortunately. I love my family dearly. We're spread out all over the place, but family is a big thing to me. I mean, I have it tattooed on my arm. Well, this week I decided to definitely do it on family. I was gonna do this a little further down the line with hopefully some pictures and some other stuff that I could get, but after this week we had a scare with my father-in-law. He had a heart attack, and it really hit home for family. I mean, he's a big part of my life now, and he's a great father figure. You know, he's been there, he's given me tons of advice, and I mean, it really hit when I heard that he was in the hospital. I was home with Steele. I was home with my son, and I got him dressed as fast as I possibly could, and we headed to the hospital. Just thinking about it makes me feel, it gets me in those feelings again. I was praying all the way to the hospital there, and then when I got there, this guy, who is awesome, sitting in bed, looks at me and tells me his 3 favorite words: never was worried. Right then when I heard that, I knew Bob was good. I knew he'd be all right. I thought driving would make it easier to not get into the moment of how I felt, but I was wrong. So yeah. So anyways, hearing Bob say those words, it made me feel pretty good. It sucked that I couldn't be there at the hospital when he had surgery and all that, but I found out after the fact that it actually went pretty quick. I'm very thankful for the doctors that were able to take care of him and get everything, you know, fixed up. I hate hospitals. I hate hospitals for many reasons. I've had a lot of family members die in my past, and hospitals just bring that, they bring that feeling to me. They bring that feeling to me that just makes me loathe hospitals. I don't know what it is about them, but I can't take them. A little bit about me. I was raised in a family of women. there were no father figures around in our lives, in pretty much any of my cousins' lives. I don't know if they were scared or what of all the strong women that were our mothers. Our moms were scary as hell. I think all of us kids turned out to be all right, because we knew if we wouldn't, my nana or any of our moms would have beat the crap out of us, honestly. They gave us that look, and you knew something was wrong. You knew you screwed up if one of them looked at you. If one of them gave you that look. One of your aunts is around, and man, you're straightened up right away. They were all pretty strong to raise a lot of us boys. It seemed like all they had was a bunch of boys running around, just running rampant, just going nuts. And they had to keep us in line. And those ladies did just that. They knew exactly what to do to keep us in line. But for father figures, my father wasn't around when I was a kid. I have my neighbor, Frank, who really helped me out growing up. Got me into baseball. He got me into a lot of the sports and thinking about sports as a kid. And I am greatly appreciative of everything that he had ever done for me. When you think one of those stereotypical moms, Mexican moms, one of those stereotypical Mexican moms running around with the chancla, that wasn't mine. That wasn't any of my aunts. They didn't need a chancla. They just gave you that look, and you knew you messed up. You knew that, I mean, it's not like they beat us, but they instilled enough fear in us that we were afraid to get beat. So we didn't act up. I still have that respect or fear or whatever you want to call it to this day of my aunts. All my aunts, I still love them dearly. I mean, hell, I'm bigger than all of them, but I'd never step up to any of them. Hell, they'd probably still knock me out. This week's a little more boring. It's a little more boring of a vlog, but I feel like I had to get this family vlog out of the way, because you need to, I don't know what you need to do, but if you have family members that you haven't seen or talked to in a while, you need to talk to them. You need to just reach out and say hi or something, because today could be the last day that you'll have that chance. I've had a couple aunts die from cancer. My nana passed away from cancer. Cancer has just riddled our family and my life. Cancer has just kind of ruined a lot of stuff in my life. I have visited the funeral home, I can't count how many times as a kid. Several times as an adult, because of cancer. And there's other things like heart attacks that happen, that if for some reason you never got that last chance to say what you really wanted to say to somebody, part of your family, you would probably regret it for the rest of your life. Call that person today. Call somebody. Call your mom, call your dad, call your brother, your sister, your aunt, your uncle. Call somebody. Call that family member. Get on Facebook and tell them how much you love them. Hug your kids. I have awesome kids. I just wish that I could be half of the person that my nana was to me when I was growing up. I mean, even my great grandfather was around helping raise me. He used to take care of me as a kid, and I have several great memories of just being with him. And I think maybe that's what instilled family to me, is being around him, getting to know him. My great grandfather. My grandfather wasn't around. My father wasn't around. But I actually got to know my great grandfather very well. spent a lot of time with him. But I feel that if I could be a half the man that those people were to me when I was growing up to my kids, I'll have done all right in my life. I mean, growing up on the south side of Tucson, it sounds like a really bad place. When you're there, there's a lot of stuff going on. You could slip into the wrong crowd very easily. And I didn't, because I was afraid, for the lack of words, that I was going to get my ass kicked by my nana or my mom or my uncles or one of my aunts. That's what kept me straight. That's what kept me going and made me the person that I am today. And I just wish that my nana and my other aunts were around to meet my kids, to meet their grandkids. My cousins have all become good people themselves, which, when you see where we've come from, where we came from, and half the crap that goes on down there, it's actually very surprising. But I'm very happy for my family. I'm happy for all my cousins. I'm happy for us. I'm very sad that some of our aunts, some of our mothers didn't make it to see our kids. My nana never got to meet my kids, which I wish she would have. Well, I'm sorry for this Debbie Downer family issue that I have to set out, but I just could not think of anything else to do this week. I could not think of anything else to vlog about this week other than family, because family is a big thing for me. Huge. It's probably the number one thing in my life is family. And I could not think of, I had plans for something else for this week, and that just completely took over my train of thought of what I wanted to do. That scare at the beginning of this week just made me think about family. So think about your family. Think about who you haven't talked to. Call somebody. If you haven't called them in a while, you haven't talked to them in a while, call them, text them, Facebook them, Instagram them, Snap them, whatever. Whatever you do, just do it. On another note, Sidewinder Motorsports, check these guys out. They're going to be some up-and-coming racers here getting into these races. This was my official contribution to get in. So I am in ground level. When they were just racing around on a Razor before, now they're in a race car. That's right, getting big time. I will put another vlog out this week of on a lighter note, something happy, funny. I know everyone watches this for the comedy. I'm sorry about this week if it wasn't up to standards of comedy level, but I had to get this heartfelt feeling across of the way I feel about my family, new family, old family, all family, everybody that I consider family, even people that aren't related to me by blood. I do consider family because they are. If I would jump in front of a bullet for them, they're considered family. At least I would consider them family. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will put out another vlog this week. Actually, I'll put out another video this week. We went to the Jurassic Quest for Steele's birthday. He loved it. So watch that one. It's going to be pretty good. In case you have any kids, go to that one. Until then, see you guys next week.